In today's video, we're going to talk about screwdrivers. If you do any kind of repairs around your home, you'll need at least one screwdriver. But soon you'll find out that one isn't enough. You'll need one that has a wider blade. Maybe it's a Phillips, maybe it's a Phillips number 2, maybe it's a Phillips number 3. Next thing you know, you have a plethora of screwdrivers. And you wish, isn't there just one driver that has multiple bits? Then you end up with one of these. There's a Phillips at this end, there's a flat blade at this end, and you can just interchange them within the handle. That's nice, you say, but you still want more choices. Well, then we give you more choices. All sorts of different screws that you can drive with this handle, right? But that's not enough because you're like, well, gee, I wish it would ratchet. That would make life so much easier, especially when I'm turning all these different odd bits. Well, we get you a ratchet, right? You can ratchet forward, you can ratchet reverse. But that's not enough. You want more bits. So of course, you get more bits, but now you're complaining, gee, I wish there was a tool that combined the ability to ratchet with changeable tips without the big storage compartment. Okay. Well, Gearwrench has heard you, and they've come up with a tool that just might be the solution you're looking for. Thanks to the Home Depot Seeds program, we're going to be looking at the Gearwrench 19-in-1 ratcheting multi-bit driver with built-in storage. Inside the packaging, you get one handle that'll allow you to ratchet left, right, or it can be locked into stationary. At the back of the handle is a cap that can be removed where you can store your bits. Now you may notice that there are only 6 holes and the bits are double-sided, so that's 12. Don't forget that there are 2 bits attached to the shaft, so that's 4 more. And you're saying, yeah, we're still 3 short, right, of the 19 count? Well, the shaft is a nut driver. 1/4 inch, 5/16. The handle is also a nut driver, 7/16. One immediate gotcha is that on the 7/16 side of the shaft, only one of these bits will fit on there because everything else is sized for the 1/4 inch shaft. Which means you're always stuck with a 5/16 flat blade or a Phillips number 3 at this end. Total length of the tool from back to tip is just 9 inches, with a handle girth of 1.5 inches. The handle itself is hard plastic except for the molded on softer black, which is only at this end of the handle. This is hard plastic, and metal, and then the shaft. The grip is okay. It's got a nice area here that gives you a firmer grip for turning should you be in the stationary position. And switching directions is as simple as turning this ring. The only thing I'm missing is that these aren't painted, the markings. So you have an arrow left and right and a little stationary mark, and there's no mark here to let you know where you're at. So when you're looking at the handle, there's just no indication. You're just gonna have to go and know that by switching it on the ring, you can change direction, but the center of the detenting, you won't be able to easily discern. Weight-wise, this much longer screwdriver, it will always be lighter than this because not only do we have the bulk of the mechanism, but of course, you're carrying all those extra bits in the handle, and that just makes this a hefty tool with a shaft that jiggles a bit, which you don't get, of course, with your regular screwdriver. Now, of course, sometimes having a power tool is more convenient, but it's not always accessible, or maybe just don't have it with you. And this is a great way of attaching a fastener 1/4 to 1/2 a turn at a time. After several days of working on a sub panel, wall plates, receptacles, I must say that I'm pretty happy with this tool. The thing that I thought would annoy me, which is the fact that there's no marker here or visible marker for direction, didn't at all. You just flip the ring one way or the other and then you're instantly working. What would be a slight annoyance is the fact that it just rattles. You know, you have all the bits in the handle. The front shank rattles because there's the gears here that have to switch. But the tool did exactly what I wanted it to do. Either in ratcheting quarter or half turns, I was able to drive fasteners in fairly quick, and I was impressed. You know, for 2.5 days, I've just been using this as my one fastener driver, and the large diameter end of the shaft, which I thought would be a problem because only one bit fits on it, so you only have the two options that are part of this bit, which is a large blade and a large Phillips. You know, actually, that came in handy because I knew exactly where to go and find that. It was always at the opposite end of whatever I had here. And so, since everything else that's stored here fits on the small end, actually a good way of doing it. So hats off to Gearwrench. The catch on the shank is either a hit or miss proposition, depending on where it lands, but that's the same for all tools that use this type of system. Overall, it wasn't really a hindrance. It's just part of what this tool is. So will this Gearwrench replace all the screwdrivers that I have in my toolbox? Well, no, because sometimes you need something really small or something really large. And this is just a great general all-purpose tool. So this definitely will get a great spot here in the toolbox, but there are times that you need to go to something really odd or just tiny, or, you know, that this quite won't do. I mean, after all, you have all this length, and if you have to work in an area that's the size of the handle, then this isn't going to be the tool that works for you. But for about 99% of what you're going to be doing, this is probably the tool to have, especially since it has a lot of bits that are carried right on the back and are easily stored. So overall, my hat's off to the company. If you found this video interesting or useful, give us a thumbs up, leave us a comment, join the subscription team, and as always, thank you ever so much for watching.